I've been going down a retrospective rabbit hole a bit lately, and I wanted to try my hand at it to see how I fare at the genre. I was streaming Virtual Fighter the other day, and I found this game, and I was like, this is perfect. This is what I need to do a retrospective on. A game I've never played. It's old. It looks interesting. So let's dive into maybe a hidden gem beat 'em up from the '90s. Let's dive in. So Alien Storm was developed by Sega. It came out in 1990 in the arcades and 91 for the Genesis and Master System. I'm playing the Genesis version for this retrospective. That's just what I have like access to. So immediately, I was put off by the title screen. People underestimate the power of a good title screen, and this just isn't it. Like, look at the difference between this and the iconic Golden Axe title screen. I swear this is the last time that I compare the two, because this is an Alien Storm video. It's not about Golden Axe. I just wanted to point that out. The Golden Axe, the colors are nice. It's instantly memorable, and is visually stunning and aesthetically pleasing. I just want to throw that out there. That's it. Like, it's a cool foreshadowing for the ending of the game, but you wouldn't know that yet. You haven't played it. Plus, the acid green is kind of ugly. It doesn't even have title music. I'm being really nitpicky right at the beginning before the game even starts. But it has a classic arcade mode, along with the duel, which I think is a survival mode. I never could get that to unlock. I don't know what to do. And a versus mode, the standard affair for the era, you know. But like, we gotta do arcade. That's like the meat and potatoes of the fucking game. We gotta do arcade mode. So mission 1 is to save the people, including this apparent new golden gremlin species that we live with on Earth now, apparently. Uh, the story is pretty bare, just the cliche, like, alien invasion. But luckily, we have a group of courageous citizens that come to save the planet, named the Alien Busters. We have Karla, who's also named Karen in some versions, and is completely absent from the Master System version for whatever reason. She's my favorite. She wields a fucking flamethrower with her bright yellow jumpsuit and occasionally what looks like an Uzi. Up the Uzi, I like it. We also have Gordon. He's Garth in other versions, and thank God they realized how dumb that name was, and they didn't keep it. He has a Thunder Bazooka, it's called, which is just one of those guns from Ghostbusters. Like, he's Bill Murray, basically. And lastly, we have a robot named Slammer, or Scooter. I conflicting reports on the name. He's got an electric whip, and it seems developers, they can't stop trying to make whips cool. Just stop. Just stop. Whips will never be cool. Even electric ones suck. But Slammer does have a fucking boot gun. That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. Yeah, I really like the enemy designs in this game. The aliens are really cool and just fucking gross masses of flesh and horror. And they can even pull a John Carpenter's Thing and transform into humans. Plus there's these snail ones that just uses barrels or mailboxes as a shell. I'm a big fan of snail things using things that aren't shells as shells. I'm a big fan of that. So the combat's actually really fun. It's like a sped up Golden Axe with some extra moves thrown in, like a Dark Souls dodge roll. You can mix in a roll with an attack, a sprint and attack, and even sprint and jump and do this fucking sick Matrix move. That comes to my first main complaint with the game. The arenas are so claustrophobic, you don't really have much room to do anything other than the basic attack. I found myself constantly being swarmed and rolling away from an alien just like directly into another alien. But it did add to the chaos, and there's definitely a method to the madness, so it's not that big of a complaint. Yeah, at the end of Mission 1, you're thrown into the first shooting gallery section, which is great. I love it. The robot boy has the coolest, like, FPS weapon, but the sound is too annoying to ever use. Another shot against the Metal Man. Gordon's is less annoying, but still offensive to my ears. Karla's flamethrower is my favorite. Another reason I'm Team Fire Lady. The shooting gallery is sort of like a bonus stage, and an opportunity to get some more health and energy. I haven't even mentioned the energy yet, so now's a good time to. So mission 2 has you expelling aliens from a little suburb. But let's talk about the energy mechanic. Like I said, each character has their own special ability. That's like a normal, 90s beat 'em up thing. You need energy to use them, basically. And Karla has a ballistic missile. I thought it was just the magic pencil from SpongeBob, honestly. Gordon has a fucking gunship, which is the coolest one. And Slammer just self-destructs. He just blows up. And I get it. I get it. But their special attack isn't the only thing that uses energy. It's also used for your basic attack. So no energy means you're just throwing hands, basically. I really like the mechanic. It stops you from spamming your special and basic attacks, making you play more like conservative. It slows down the faster gameplay to be more of a balance act. Plus the game is actually really tough, and so you're going to want to save up your energy anyway. And your basic your basic attack doesn't do as much energy. What? Your basic attack doesn't use as much energy. Jesus. So you're not really at risk of running out if you're just using your basic attack, but you still gotta be mindful of it, and I like that. Honestly, I like it. Mission 2 also throws the first boss at you. This eldritch horror thing with lightning that just occasionally spits at you. It can take a beating, and with the small arena, it's extra difficult to avoid taking damage. But he does have a pattern you can kind of exploit to an extent. You can kind of time the lightning strikes. You get behind him. He does flip around a lot. And again, the design, really good. Really good enemy design. I fuck with it. I really do. So instead of a shooting gallery this time, you get this fucking Naruto run section. And this was the point that I decided I really wanted to cover this game. There isn't much to say about the section. It is fun though. And I'm always impressed when games have stages that are just a whole different genre. Like, I'm looking at you, Dynamite Heady. So mission 3, we assault the alien nest, which seems like it should have been the finale, but maybe not. They introduced these new creepy-ass aliens with these tiny wings and disproportionate bodies, and I fuck with it. This stage also has my favorite music. Like, just listen to this for a second. Yeah, so we might as well talk about the sound design in this game, because good sound design can really carry a game for me. Not just music, but like things like menu noises and footsteps, gunshots. A great game is only as good as it sounds. And this game is only really okay. Like, the OST in general is solid. Everything else is subpar, I think. I'm a bit of a sound whore. I know I'm not using the phrase right, but I'm changing its meaning right now. The Genesis has distinctive sounds. It has this that ASMR mechanical keyboard quality, that clunky, clanky sound. And this game has some of that. It's super satisfying killing aliens. And here blowing things up in the shooting gallery, it's really nice. But other than that, the weapons themselves don't hit. The aliens are mostly silent. It wasn't torture for my ears, at least. But when I wasn't playing as the robot guy or the red guy, it wasn't. It just didn't hit that ASMR level of niceness for me. Yeah, so mission 4 is a duel in broad daylight. I guess the aliens have finally grown brazen enough to attack during the day, but it did seem like daytime already, but whatever. This stage is mostly just another walk down the street, ending in a shootout at an electronics store, at a Sega electronics store. Not much else to say about it. Music's pretty good though. So mission 5 has us defending a lab for some reason. It's not really stated why, but the change of scenery is welcome. This stage introduces lasers you have to avoid, like nothing too crazy. Another grab a gripe I have is... whatever. Another gripe I have is the stages are pretty forgettable. Like, graphically, the game looks fine. The main character's really cool. I like the main characters, and the enemy design is great. The backgrounds are pretty bland, though. There's nothing that stands out in them. You're always just walking in a straight line down a street with some random buildings in the background. Like, that's it. The lab is kind of like the exception, and the final mission. But that's it. That's about it. So Mission 6 is Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. This stage is pretty cool. It's growing dark. There's this weird little pink boy that I kind of love at the beginning. He runs at you and turns into a little E-Tank fly. So he's really just an ally, a turncoat, basically. The music in this stage is a bop too, but on several occasions the game glitched and any music, and that's a shame. This might have been my favorite, and I didn't realize until after I finished the game and was editing that this stage does have music. It's just mine. It just glitched. The boss from stage 2 makes a reappearance, and this time he has a second phase. Well, I mean, technically it's a whole separate boss, but whatever. This thing looks like a biblical accurate angel, and I'm all for it. Beating it isn't enough though. It runs off. We Naruto run after him. This part is cool. I love the running gun sections. You just dodge some spiky things and keep shooting, and it goes down pretty quickly, honestly. So Mission 7 has us destroying the UFO, finally. It's the most straightforward stage so far. Like, just hold W key, basically. That's it. They really start spamming enemies at this point, too. You bust into the fleshy UFO, you clean house. You think the alien busters have finally busted... You think the alien busters have finally busted? Before they get snatched up. They get fucking kidnapped. And that brings us to the last level of the game. The very last level. The finale. So Mission 8, the final battle. This stage really ramps up enemy spam, like really ramps it up. They kind of throw everything at you, which makes sense, it's the last level. Including these new weird, like, fucking kangaroo things. They're a bit like a glass cannon, but I think they're the ugliest aliens so far. They disgust me in many ways, but I love them. Like, in a good way. They just... like, thanks, I hate it. This whole stage is a bit of a labyrinth with, forks in the road. And, I want to like the idea. Like, especially if you re-enter a room, it shows you a map, so you don't get lost. But the way the map looks and the game being in 2D, I had trouble figuring out which direction would take me where. I finally just find the right way, though. And the final boss is another shooting gallery. And it's just like a mother brain, like fucking Metroid. And I saved up a lot of energy up to this point. And then I realized, you can't use your special in the shooting sections. And it really bummed me out. And I cleared out the aliens, though. Finally, just the mother brain just sat there helplessly. And I started feeling really bad, actually, like just blasting its fucking face off with my flamethrower. And all I could do was sit there and take it. I did kill it, though. And I saved the world, and the UFO blows up, and it gives us a nice epilogue. you know, while writing this script, it was 4 a.m. and I didn't want to get out of bed to like watch my footage back on my PS4. So I was watching the World of Long Plays channel, like their YouTube channel, to like, you know, refresh myself on like everything that happened in the game and get my thoughts in order. And this fucking guy that runs this channel, he is a god at this game. It blew my mind how impressive it was. But like in that last shooting gallery, he didn't get hit once. He was on point. It was crazy. Anyway, we finished the game. That was Alien Storm, and now we got this awesome dance sequence in credits, and it's great. I love it. So like overall, it was an enjoyable experience. I liked it for the most part. Like I can see something special in it that I think wasn't fully captured or realized. Like, had it have gotten a sequel, I think maybe it could have been well regarded and remembered as well as like Golden Axe or Streets of Rage. Like people still talk about those games like to this day. Streets of Rage got a new game not too long ago. And I think this game failed where they succeeded because it was mostly average across the board. Like, it didn't do anything that bad, but it didn't do anything great either. Plus, I think the name and the general presentation just wasn't there. Like, that could have gone a long way by itself. Like, Alien Storm is just kind of blah. Like, even Alien Busters would have been a better name. Like, not great, but better. The whole aesthetic just didn't really hit. Like, the series could have definitely benefited from a sequel, I think, to fully tune it in. I love the playable characters, and the alien designs were really good. The game could have used a little more fleshed out story or lore. I really loved the genre jumps, though. The arenas were just too small. The game was also really short, like a half hour it took, I think, in total to beat it. Like, which you probably wouldn't, because the game is, like, difficult. But I think the length actually helps the game out. Like, it doesn't stick around any longer than it needs to. Plus the different difficulties and the ending score. It has some replayability. That's always easier to swallow when it's short. I didn't even talk about the other, like, modes. I couldn't try the multiplayer. I asked the GF if she wanted to try it with me, but she wasn't up for it. And I never figured out how to unlock the dual mode. I looked it up, and I never could really figure out how. I also wanted to mention, like, what I've seen of the arcade version, it looks sick as fuck. Like, some different bosses and locations. And it looks like it has cutscenes. Like, I don't have access to that version, so I can't show any of it. But it looks like a way better version, just in general, with so much more character and style. And I just wanted to mention it. Like, had I played that, I think my opinion would be a little bit different. I'd say you're fine passing this one up, honestly. Unless you're really into, like, 90s beat-em-ups, and you played all the other ones, like, it's fine to pass. You're not missing much. Like, let's just say if I got this game as a kid... As a kid? As a gift? As a kid. Wait. If I got this game as a kid as a gift... I'm having a stroke. What did I write here? If I was a child and someone gave me this as a present, I wouldn't be mad. Like, overall, I liked it and I enjoyed my time with it. It does enough things differently from its contemporaries to stand on its own. It just doesn't stand very tall. So this is my first retrospective. I don't know how well it came out. I think you can tell I was reading from a script. I'm not good at, like, reading the script and making it sound, like, good. Like, all of my practice has been, like, what the fuck's the word for the talking? What's the commentary? All my practice is with commentary off the top of my head. And it's going great, right? It's going good. I really honed the skill. So, you know, I could work on that. But if you like this video style, you want to see more, let me know. I have another game in mind that I want to do this for. A couple, actually, on my little Sega collection games I have. But yeah, let me know. Leave a like, you know, if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you played this game, if you like it. You have some ideas for some other ones, other retrospectives, and I guess that's it. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go do things. I don't know yet. What am I talking about? Cut that out. You cut it out. I hear you're laughing at me in the background, and you're mean. Oh no, don't frown. No, don't tickle! Happy creating ink.